Hi, I'm Mary Mazur, and this is Change Your Funk to Fun. We welcome you today. Today is episode 14, and what we'll be talking about today is we'll be talking about sleep, rest, renew, and to allow yourself to be still. Okay, so we're going to be slowing down here a little bit today in this time together, which is actually a beautiful gift that you can give yourself. And many of us don't do it. That's the whole, I would say, issue that is happening in many people's lives, and definitely was in my life too. So I'll share a little bit about who I am. So I am an igniter. I am one who is meant to share the love and light of who you are by connecting even with me. So whenever we connect, you will actually awaken and wake up to the magnificence of who you are, the love and light of who you are. And the gifts that I share with doing this is I am a certified PSYCH-K instructor and facilitator. And we'll be talking about PSYCH-K and what that is. It's a beautiful gift given to us on this planet a little over 30 years ago. And it's here for these transformational times for us to actually to return back to balance so that we can rest and renew and also accomplish a lot of magnificent, great things here today. So yes, which is wonderful. So yes, take a look at your life. And that's one of the best things you can do is to offer yourself a little time of that renewal and that rest, is to let yourself slow down a little bit, even if it's just for a few moments. And you can even give yourself a gauge, okay, so how are you right now? As far as doing a lot, staying very active, having a lot of things on your plate, doing many things. If you gave it from like 0 to 10, where are you on that? Are you in the middle? Are you super high on one end or super even low, maybe where nothing's happening in your life right now? Because that will help you with checking in, to where you are right now and then to where you want to go. So this talk is for people who are quite busy, that are doing a lot, that actually want to accomplish a lot, that want to change your funk to fun, right? You want to, maybe you have really good things happen in your life, but then also funky things. Like how come maybe there's roadblocks, maybe there's limitation and there's blocks. And that can bring up dense energies like frustration, anger, fears. Even shame and guilt, things like that. And we'll be talking more a little bit later in the show about our feelings and our vibration, how that hugely affects us. Yeah. So if you are super busy, and I used to be very busy, so I definitely will tell you about my past life that I had here living, is I was a crazy, super busy person. And I actually did a terrible job as far as the sleep, rest, renew, and be still. I had no idea what being still was even about. I had no clue. No. I was one of 12 kids, born in a very large family, and with a lot of activities going on. And I have a lot of energy. And you may too. You may have a lot of energy, which is really great. And sometimes that can be a little challenging to bring in like the focus, bring in the balance, bring in ways to enjoy yourself in more of a flow, living more in the flow. And living in the flow is one of the most precious ways of living. So in order to do that, sometimes if your pendulum swings to the extreme of being way over busy, too busy, then it may be time for you to stop, to slow down, to renew, to rest, to even let yourself get extra sleep, and to have yourself activate the stillness within you. And that is one of the most precious gifts you can give yourself. So we'll be also talking about that and diving in. How can you do that? How easily can you do that? The gift of PSYCH-K can be a massively great impact for that. That's what it was for me. 13 years ago, I learned PSYCH-K. That's PSYCH-K, PSYCH-K. So it is a transformational tool that you get to rewrite the programs in your subconscious mind. So whatever programs that are running, we typically created these our first 7 years of life. This is just kind of how it works being a human here. And those prepare us for our life. So depending on what was happening in your family dynamics, your relationship between your father and mother or the people that raised you, you get imprints, and you have really don't have any filters the first 2 years of life. And then even in your younger years, you create some filters. And then as you keep growing, we have all kinds of filters that were created. And these filters are what we create our beliefs into. So meaning whatever experiences you're having, whatever feelings you're having, you create an understanding of that, a conclusion of that, an interpretation of that. And then that will drive how you're behaving and how you're acting. Your subconscious mind runs 95% of everything you do throughout the day. Most people are only about 5% consciously living. And we will be sharing with ways that you can become living more presently, living in the now moment where actually you're even beyond time, so that you can live from your heart's desires and what you're moved to do, and flowing from your love and your joy and your peace and your harmony. So this is what PSYCH-K can help you with greatly. And at the end of the show, we'll be talking about workshops. I am one of the certified PSYCH-K instructors. So the workshop that I'll be teaching, we'd love to have you come, be a part of it. So if your life is quite busy right now, we have a lot on your plate, or you feel like everyone's telling you or asking you to do things where you're over giving, where you're doing way too much or signed up for too much, a lot of times you'll get exhausted. You'll crash. And that's typically, one way that your body and your spirit will get your attention. So it could be a health issue. You could have a major health issue or a relationship issue or financial issue. How wonderful if we can become proactive, so we don't have to have major things in our life to wake us up. And that's the biggest gift that PSYCH-K offers for you, is to have, when you start seeing some of the signals or some of the signs, that you can respond to it. And if things happen, it's okay too, because you're going to learn from that too. And so whatever is happening, it's all here for you. It's all here to help you grow. And that's the gift. Whew, so, well, as far as we're talking about sleep, resting, and renewing, I used to be a birth nurse and I worked night shift. So I hardly slept. I would do 12-hour night shifts, 2, 3 in a row, and then come home, and I had 4 kids, raising kids, and I was active in the disability community, and then even in my church at the time. I love helping people. I love doing stuff, but I was way overbalanced. I was a little bit crazy, I would have to say, in my doing. And I had a lot of energy and wanted to channel a lot of that energy. And yet it did create some havoc. I had some stress related illnesses that started developing in my body, and just stress alone can affect you greatly. So so let's see how we can bring in finding ways, one, to be able to sleep better. That's a huge one all on itself. I know there are many people that have a lot of difficult time sleeping, and that can really affect your awake state, right? Ooh, heck yeah. So with PSYCH-K, you get to change your program. So if you are having difficulties with sleeping, you can insert how you'd rather be instead. Right? Hey, I easily fall asleep. I sleep deeply and peacefully through the night. How neat is that, right? And you can dive in pieces deeper. Sometimes there's secondary gains, which means that it's serving in some way. Many times people will have a busy mind, so their mind will just go, 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 and they don't know how to turn off their minds. So things like breath work can be helpful for that. Listening to hertz sounds, meditation sounds can help you greatly with those pieces too. And reprogramming your mind, because your subconscious mind is the one that's running while you're sleeping. Yeah, totally. So all your dreams, all your activities, if you keep waking up and then going back to sleep, things like that. Maybe you're getting up, going to the bathroom a lot, too much, things like that too. There's reasons why it's happening, and you can actually receive messages from that, or find out the purpose of it, that it is serving in some way. And PSYCH-K does help you with that too. It's connecting with your wisdom within you. You actually have the wisdom within you. You actually have at the higher levels, all the knowingness of why these things are happening. Yes, they are purposeful, and many times it can be for us to experience the contrast. So like when I was night shifting for 23 years, I definitely had a contrast of what it's like to not sleep very much. I would get like an hour and a half sleep. That can do a whole sleep cycle. It's amazing what you can actually get done in a sleep cycle. And if you can get 2 or 3 of those a day, that would sustain me. But then I would crash. It would be times of really tough crashes. So that's living a life of the pendulum swinging really far one way and then really far another way. How would you like it to be if we could instead have the pendulum of our life just flow, actually just kind of rotate a little one way, a little another way, and actually into like a dance? How wonderful would that be, right? The key is your intention of how you do want things to be. Many times we focus on what we don't want because that's what's getting our biggest attention. It does. It's just our operating system to protect us. We have aspects of us that are there to have us survive, which is really great at our subconscious level. So it's going to be letting us know when things aren't working out well, or things aren't good, or things are a threat. Things are dangerous. Any worries, any fears, even shame and guilt. Those things will drive your mind to go over and over and over things and have you stay in a denser energy, which can create issues, right, for your body, your relationships, and even your finances. So how nice is to just wake up when you can wake up, and that's the biggest piece. When you can actually recognize, like if you're not sleeping very well, then shift. Hey, you know what? I really would like to sleep better, and what can I do to make those changes? I know for me, I did actually end my nursing career, and and I actually sleep really great now. The best part is I appreciate my sleep so much because I had so many years without sleeping so well. It is such a precious gift. And you can do things in your bedroom. Make sure it's welcoming, it's clean, it's comfortable, it's comfortable. I have a very comfortable bed, and that you feel safe. That's a huge important one. So with PSYCH-K, you can rewrite your programs for that too. Say I'm always safe while I'm awake and while I'm sleeping. Because if you don't feel safe, then your subconscious is going to alert you, and you're going to keep waking up or have disruptive sleep. So safety is a huge piece to be able to change at the subconscious level so you can sleep well. And how precious is that, right? We want you sleeping good, right? Okay. So definitely have your sleep be an important piece for you. And that's a beautiful focus to make sure do what you can to help yourself with sleep, and reach out to someone like myself who's a PSYCH-K facilitator that can help you even with private sessions to make those changes. And then you'll be amazed when you actually get a really nice sleep. You'll be like, oh, this is how people are living. Yeah, and you get to live that way too. So we welcome you with sleep. So then we'll be talking about resting and renewing. So that's a whole nother one. Asking yourself, how often do you let yourself rest throughout the day? And it's great if you're busy and you're accomplishing a lot and you're focusing. Wonderful. And actually there's many times, sometimes when you're in such a heightened flow of great creation, it'll feel like time is barely even passed. And you can move through so much so well, which is really great. And it is vital that you also allow yourself back to that balance again. Your body's going to let you know, and that's the key. Because you are going to eventually get tired, okay? Or you eventually be like, oh man, I need to take a break, okay? The key is listening to it. Listen to your body. Your body is communicating with you all the time. And it's good even just now checking in. Okay, we can check in with our body. So how is it going now? How is it feeling? Are there tight spots within your body? And if there's tight spots, that's okay. That just means that there's some resistance there. Or maybe you're holding on to too much and that it's time to let those things go. PSYCH-K does help with those too, greatly. Yes. So awesome. So we definitely want to recommend for you to renew and to allow yourself the rest that you so need. And this just helps you, because actually those times when you can rest and renew, it's literally like filling up, just like your heart center is, where you fill up. The heart fills and then it empties. The heart fills and then it empties. So in that filling up time is actually more of your feminine energy. It's more of that pause. Yeah, that renew, that rest. And even with every breath that we take a breath in, and then you hold it gently. That's in that pause. And then you get to release it. Okay, that's just so beautiful. Many cycles that we do for ourselves will give us signals to see how we're doing with our resting and renewing. We are in episode 14 today, talking about the gift of sleep, resting, renewing, and being still. And when you can incorporate more of those pieces into your life and into your beingness, how much better you'll feel, how much more alive you will be, and actually even more productive. You will accomplish more actually by slowing down, which does seem like an oxymoron, right? Oh yes, many of us were programmed to work really hard to get things done, to get out there, right? Go take care of yourself, go live your life, and go produce, go create, go make things, which is beautiful. It's actually great because we have created so many beautiful things on this planet to enjoy, to experience, to do. It actually is quite fascinating. You can go to a store, and when you can imagine all the things that people have created and done. Like, we have so much available for us of options that we can have. And then within our own selves, it's important that we ask, what's important to you? And I would ask for myself, what's important for me? So when you can ask yourself, hey, what is important for me? What matters to me? And let that be a focus for what you want to create here, what you want to blossom and bring into this world, what gifts you'd like to share. How beautiful. How beautiful. When you do this, it is really very beneficial of setting up time for yourself, especially in the early morning, if you're able to do that, just to set up and checking in on how you're doing. With PSYCH-K, we do this. We check in, how are things now? And let whatever feelings come up, whatever funk comes up, whatever is bothering you, blocking you, stressing you, frustrating you, those are all here for you. Believe it or not. Yeah. And checking in. Another piece we just asked too is just, ask, how is your life? How is your life running? Is it in the flow? Are you living in the flow where you have time for yourself to just enjoy nature, to enjoy the things that bring you joy, the desires, doing fun things, bringing in the fun? Most of us, a lot of times, kind of put that in near the end, or once in a great while, or a couple times a year even, huh? Wow. Well, wouldn't that be nice if we could actually insert it in every day of our life, right? Yes. And that's the gift of when you can also make sure you're allowing yourself time and space, and just a way of being, that you actually have periods throughout your day that you allow yourself to rest and renew and be still. So what does it mean to be still, right? Great question. I know for myself, allowing myself to be still as I do, I close my eyes, I go into my sacred space within me, and I allow myself to breathe. I breathe deeply in my nose, I hold it gently, and then I release it 2, 3, 4 times. I allow my body to get really comfortable. And you can even, watch the thoughts that you have. That's like clouds in the air, and okay, it's interesting, the little thoughts that will come in, and then just, and with your intention, intend for yourself to allow that mind to become quiet. Yeah, to just be still, just to actually be and be present. And what's really amazing is you're going to be your senses will become more heightened. I know for me, I'm hearing the birds, so many beautiful, gorgeous birds. I do live in the woods. And you'll begin to feel things. You'll be checking in that stillness, which is really quite magical. The irony is that we say we enter into stillness, and yet in the stillness there is movement. Because we are conduits of love and light here. Yes, we are. Each one of you are divinity conduits, which means the ray of love, of oneness, consciousness, whatever that means for you, however you define that, with your upbringing, with your religious beliefs or your spiritual practices, or whatever your philosophies are. Allow yourself to recognize that you are an amazing divine being here that is meant to experience and to create and to share your gifts and to expand and to live greatly. Many times we are so focused on the masculine energy of the doing. The masculine's been leading for thousands of years. And we've been going and doing and building and creating, which is really great things. Now the feminine is coming in. So the feminine is anchoring in, especially this year. And in these next 3 years, the feminine may be leading, which will be really nice, which means we really will be slowing down, resting more, renewing more, allowing ourselves to be still, to just be. In that beingness, you open up yourself to infinite possibilities. Being that you're the creator of your life, wow, when you can allow yourself just to be still and breathe and open up your heightened awareness, your heightened sensory gifts that you have, right? You may feel the wind on your face, feel the essence, for me, like the essence of the trees that are around me. In time, we will become whisperers, where you'll be able to hear the trees talking with you. I have a friend who's doing that right now, and it's so fun. And I'm going to go outside later today and connect with the trees. I can feel them. I feel them in my body. So soon I'll be opening up the channel so that I can actually hear them. Yeah. And we can do this with animals, and we can even do this with people. So we are amazing, magical beings here, and we're opening up our channels. We're activating our crystalline DNA here. We're doing so many amazing things. So let yourself know that You chose to live in this lifetime for magnificent reasons, and you are a vital and necessary part here. Yes, you are. Every single one of you are. You have unique gifts and you have unique ways of being. And with you being here and sharing that helps this world become better and more alive and more expansive. So thank you. Thank you for being you. It really is such a gift. Such a gift. Yes. And if you are having some funk or having some issues happening, some blocks or limitations, definitely reach out to me. And near the end of the show, I'll be sharing how you can get a hold of me. And yes, going to my website and we'll connect, and I'll let you know that PSYCH-K is one of the fastest, most effective, and easiest ways for you to make those changes, to clear those blocks or those limitations or those resistance that may be resisting you from allowing yourself to rest and renew, sleeping well, and to be still. Yeah, because being still is one of the massive gateways for you to open up, so that when you do get busy again and you do want to produce or go and make things, that your energy will be full, just like the heart. The heart is full and then it contracts, and it shares all of the nutrients and all of the oxygen and all the love throughout our body. We're meant to do that too as divine vessels, is to have the time to be active, to share, to give, to create, to build, and equally amount of time to sleep, to rest, to renew, to be still. Yeah. And this is what we call the masculine and the feminine dance that we're here for. And when you can offer yourself to do that, life becomes absolutely magical. And we welcome that for you. Ooh, so yesterday I went to, I love doing parkour with my son. That is one fun thing I do love to do. And I, I'm checking in with myself with this, and I'm talking with myself with the same issue. How am I doing with resting and renewing? And I have slowed down a lot compared to what I used to be. And there's still more that actually my spirit is edging me to even slow down some more. And sometimes I laugh. I'm like, really? Some more? Yeah. And this is where we get to work smarter instead of harder, where you get to open up to your creativity with flexibility and connections, like networking and connections, and trusting, surrendering, allowing the universe to help bring things to you, help support you, help you with any of the creations and giftings that you would love to do. So when you get to rest and renew, it's as if you're kind of handing things off to say, okay, thank you. I know I'm carried. I know I'm held. I know I'm safe. I know I'm always supported and always guided by this beautiful life force energy of love. And you are always too. So test it out. Have it be a little challenge, right? So anyway, when I was at the parkour, we were just starting to do our workout warm up, and I actually twisted my ankle. I'm like, oh man. And I have sprained my ankles before, my left and right ankles, pretty severely throughout my life. And how fascinating that I didn't even realize that when you will injure your body or things happen in your body, it's just a signal. It's just giving you information and letting you know what you can do to help yourself. So twisting my ankle is having me slow down some more. Interesting, huh? More rest, more renew, with more of being still. Wow, even more than I thought I needed. So many times we don't even know or realize how much we really need. And then our bodies will let us know, like what happened with me with twisting my ankle. And I would love to offer a book that I use, which is really great. This is a beautiful book here called The Ailments and Diseases. Yeah, the Encyclopedia of Ailments and Diseases. So it just talks about when our body has issues going on, or even for me, like I injured myself, it actually was signaling messages. And the gift this time is that my ankle was just a little bit of a twist. I even still did the parkour through the night. I just had to be definitely more gentle and definitely, a little bit more of the renewing than I typically do with jumping and climbing and things like that. So I checked in with myself, and this is the gift with PSYCH-K, is that you learn how to check in with yourself at the subconscious level and even your superconscious level, your higher self level, to check in. What is this offering for me? What is this trying to show me or help me with? Okay. So what my left ankle, the left side of your body is your feminine energy. The right side of your body is your masculine energy. So this is my feminine side. And the ankles represent a lot of things about flexibility, about moving in new directions. If you even just think about like a part of the body, what does it do? How does it serve you? What is it doing for you? Well, this is what my ankle was doing. So I balance within myself. We call them balances with PSYCH-K because I am balancing my left and right hemispheres of my brain, which means I return back to wholeness again. And I allow myself my full potential again. And the messages that came through me, through my wisdom, and then now I incorporated it at the subconscious level of the mind. So now I'm saying thank you for the twisted ankle because it helped me recognize things that I was not conscious of. And there's many things. There's like 95% of things that are subconscious that we're not even aware of. How about that one? So this can be a whole new way of living when you can see things from a positive state instead of, oh man, I hurt myself or blah, blah, blah. No, how about, okay, yeah, I did this. All right, so what's this offering me? What's this here for me to know and do? And then I'll become stronger and even more flexible through it, right? So I program within myself that I am greatly capable of remaining flexible while changing directions in my life. And I am. I've made a major change in my life. I was married 31 years, and now I'm living on my own in the woods in a little cabin and living with me and living life in this new way. And yet there's pieces within me, parts within me that maybe don't feel maybe that welcoming or flexible in this new direction. And it's amazing how our bodies will show us this. My ankle is showing me this. So by incorporating that at the subconscious level, which I have just did earlier today, thank goodness, this morning when I was checking in about this, I'm even feeling better. I'm feeling lighter. I feel, wow, I can actually see new avenues of me allowing myself to step forward in my new path on my own and living in this new way in great love. And this is the gift that we get to do for each other. Another thing that came up for me is that I balanced for, I incorporated into my subconscious mind, is that I trust myself to slow down so that I make the right decisions for me now. So that's also what my ankle was offering for me, is allowing myself to slow down so I can feel into the decisions I'm making and what's important. And this is huge for us to be able to do and to be able to trust it, trusting our intuition, trusting our inner guidance. And it's heavenly that we are able to do this. All right. Excellent. So yeah, so my ankle has been such a huge gift for me. So I'm glad the experience happened, and I'm taking great care of myself. I am slowing down and renewing. And may you too, if something happens to you, a tragedy happens, that you can receive the messages and grow through it. Welcome back. We are in episode 14, and we're talking about the gift of sleep, rest, renew, and being still, bringing in these slower pieces for ourselves, with ourselves, so that we may actually live more vibrantly and even create even in a whole more amazing ways in our lives here. So yes, it is super important to offer yourself way more resting and renewing and living more in the flow, more in the balance. Just like water. If you look at water, water is so amazing, right? It actually goes through where it's in the air, right? When it's super hot, it'll just be steam, right? And then it transcends into liquid water, which we're used to, the element, and then into ice when it gets really cool. And also when you can think of water like a river or as it flows, because we're talking about allowing ourselves to flow, every aspect of you to flow. So you can flow from your love and from your light and from your joy and fun, right? Isn't that awesome? Well, if you look at water, I know I love waterfalls, absolutely love waterfalls. Waterfalls will, they pour right down into the mountains, right? And then into the rivers. The rivers have rocks and stones that might bubble up and might really get currents going and things like that. Yes, what those pieces may be when you see those rocks or see those parts with the water, or even just the plunging down of the waterfall, that could be like major changes that happen in our life. Like you might have a major health issue or a major relationship issue or a major finance issue. And then those rocks can symbolize just our limiting beliefs, our blocks, our rigidness, or our old ways that we were programmed to be. And how amazing if you're able to, within your own self, just like if there was even a dam that dammed up something instead of the water flowing freely, just to begin to start moving these. Begin to start removing a rock, lifting things out, lifting up a log that might be blocking a river or things like that. This is what we can do within our own self, within our own subconscious mind. Begin to start removing those and put them in a new, beautiful way. Use the rocks to build something beautiful in the wood, right? We're going to transform anything and turn it all into good. That's the gift of all of this. And then there's beautiful times in the water when you can find those places in the water where it's complete stillness. There's a little pond by where I am right now that it's so quiet and so still. And just sitting there, being with it, that can help you. Just breathe and allow and become one with that still water. Yes. Because when that stillness happens within you, you are that container of that love and light that you are. You allow yourself to fill again. And these are the positive possibilities that you can have for you in your life. Yes. Yes, turning the funk into fun. Absolutely. The funk has the key the K at the end, which is like the key, right? So the key within you is your wisdom, accessing the wisdom within you. PSYCH-K is also another powerful tool that is the key to help you unlock your personal power within you by changing these limiting beliefs. Anything that's blocking you or limiting you, just like on a river, rocks can block and limit things. We can actually remove these things within our own subconscious mind. So then the river within your energy field can begin to flow. And your natural state can be almost like a sine wave where you just naturally flow. As you breathe in, you breathe out. As your heart fills and your heart executes everything you need for your whole body, you too get to be able to ebb and flow in your life. So that throughout your day, you may have busy times and very productive times, which is great. And you'll be able to bring in this new way of being, of allowing yourself to rest and renew and be still and sleep great. I welcome this for you to have this be your new way of being. And I know many of you who are listening, you may have kids, you may have super fast, busy activities going, or maybe elderly parents that you're working with or dealing with. Many of us have big issues going on right now, or major changes in your life, like what I'm even going through, right? It's all purposeful. We're meant to go through these changes. The key comes in is, are you able to shift your attitude about it, shift your awareness about it, and your perception about it, so you can let yourself pause and be still, which means that you get to actually step back from anything you're going through and be an observer of it. Yeah, let yourself become an observer into neutrality energy. And in that neutrality energy, you can have infinite choices. So then you let your heart step forward. This is your feminine side of you. Yes. In that renewing and resting and being still and being an observer of what's happening in your situation, just begin to ask some simple questions. How do I want things to be instead? How do I want things to be in their new way? And just use the power of your imagination. Lift up as if you were like a little child again. Yes, in our childhood ages, we were so innocent and playful. I know I used to love playing outside all the time. And you get to create, what would you love to do? And we live in the now moment, right? But then what happens? We become adults and we have responsibilities and things getting done and things we have to do. A lot of times that's just because of the beliefs you're running, that you feel like you have to do those things or that it has to be that way. And does it? Well, my angel's showing me, how may I be a little more flexible? How may I be a little more open-minded, open-hearted to say, wow, if I am this powerful and I am creating my life right now, then that means whatever's going on that I'm not liking or challenged by or being overworked or over pushed or over, used or think people asking too much from you. Okay. That's just your pendulum just went way too far to one side. You get to bring that pendulum back. You can swing it over to the other side of more resting and renewing. That's awesome. One way you can do that is by asking for help. And with PSYCH-K, it's super huge if you have the programs running and you can, have a private session that can help rewrite these programs, or you can come to a workshop, learn them for yourself, and then imprint these in your own self. But having the program of that, I always get the help I need or ever want, right? I have an abundance amount of help always. Then you get to live more in that collaboration energy, more of that connection energy, the interconnectedness energy. That's our more natural state. We naturally, um, we're designed to stay connected deeply with our own selves first. Our soul and our connection with our soul is the most important and most vital. So the time when you're in your stillness is that time to connect with you. Connect in and just feel yourself. Feel how are you? And it's okay however you are. Whatever emotions you're going in, go ahead and just sit in those. Be with those for a few minutes. You don't have to be them for hours or days or years or on and on and on. Give yourself 5 minutes to just let yourself feel it. That's what I did earlier today. I was kind of going through some funky stuff. We all are going through funky stuff, right? And just feeling things are just kind of weird. Things are just kind of funky. So I just kind of stepped into it. What is that? And to see what's coming up. What is bothering me? What might be challenging us right now? With PSYCH-K, you get to transform your perception of that, and that's so powerful. When you have a tool that can help you transform your perception in just minutes, it's magical. It's a miracle. It's literally a miracle. And that's what I did. I changed my funk to fun, literally within minutes. So instead of feeling funky and feeling a little weird about situations happening right now in my life, I stepped into that feeling, stepped into that dense energy emotion, and transmuted it up into my peace and non-attachment with the gift of PSYCH-K. PSYCH-K is just a tool that guides you through this to do this in a very powerful, simple, and effective way. Yes. So beautiful. Okay. All right. I'm just getting noticed that I'm making some funny sounds here, so I'm going to see if I can make better sounds. I'll probably just hold this. So I apologize if there's any crazy sounds going on here. Okay, hopefully that's better. I do like to move a lot when I'm talking, so that's a big issue there too. All right, okay. So anyway, while we were talking here, so let yourself, see if a key one now too is really checking in with yourself of just saying, hey, do you have all the tools that you need right now? Are you doing really great? And if you are, that's awesome. There's many ways to help yourself right now, and I honor all the ways. I think it's actually wonderful. I'm grateful for all the ways. I love to actually bring in many ways. There's many ways to help us here. PSYCH-K is just a super huge important one to have. It's like a quill. It's like I call it like the crystalline quill, like a sword quill within me that I get to use whatever is happening, whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through, for me. Yes, so I can transform and uplift myself in all. Whenever you do any of your own personal work, your personal transformation work, you're helping the whole planet. You're helping all of humanity. We are all that interconnected. Yes, so anytime if you feel overwhelmed, overworked, overdoing, and you allow yourself to move back into resting again, renewing, being still, sleeping, just being. Wow, you actually are helping so many others subconsciously and actually or energetically, how that word is, in the ethers, put it that way, in the non-physical realm, so that when it can bring them an opportunity to say, hey, you know what, maybe I'm going to slow down a little bit too. We are in a summertime. Summertime usually is a busier time. That we have light, at least in the northern hemisphere here, that we have. We usually get a lot of surge of good energy, and we want to go do things, and we're going to get a lot of things accomplished, which is super beautiful and important. Absolutely. Let yourself roar, let yourself flow in all the creations you're going to make, and allow yourself that beautiful balance within you. You actually can have both. You can have that stillness within you, that calm, that peace, and be busy and go accomplish a lot. And that's the magnificent. This is what we're doing, is we're moving up into the fifth dimension here, or some people call it the fourth density. And that just means we're raising our vibration. We're raising our level of consciousness. Yes. Most of us, actually all of us, were born in the 20th century. Ones listening here, even just the beginning of the millennium, where we still have had a lot of programs of survival, of just surviving, and we did a lot of I would call them activities, a lot of, what's the right word? Customs, a lot of customs from our society, a lot of customs from our society, our religious faiths, our communities that were born out of survival. And we're shifting out of those. Yes, thank goodness. And shifting out of suffering and pain. Absolutely. Those are just the two denser expressions of consciousness here. The gateway is to step into your power. And all it takes is courage, a courage and a willingness. All it takes for you is to have a courage and a willingness. And a courage is just the decision of you saying, you know what, I'm ready for a change. That's it. That's it. You're going to allow yourself in a new direction. It is so perfect. And when you do, talks like this are going to come to you. So that's probably why this talk is here, because you have a bit of courage and willingness. And we welcome you for that. We welcome you for that. Yes, yes, yes. So if you learn something like PSYCH-K, you can greatly help lift yourself up into imprinting within you the new programs of the power of who you are. The power is actually in your love. The power is in your beingness of being you here as a divine being, a spiritual being having a human experience. And that you and your free will source are allowed to create. You're allowed to bring in whatever your heart's desires are. And there are caveats, because I know people do things that may harm people or hurt people because they're just hurting themselves. Send them love and then create good boundaries for yourself. But for yourself, activate your love. That is your power. Your power is your love. And that's what's going to leap you up into feeling love and expressing love. And those are the higher energy fields. The Psyche greatly helps you be and helps you do. And it is in that slowing down and renewing that allows you to flow into that, which is such a gift, such a gift. And we welcome you to it, because when you do, wow, your whole world is going to be changing with being able to feel and express love of who you authentically are. Yes. And recognizing your interconnectedness and even your I am presence of the divinity that you are. We so welcome you to this. Oh, you guys are amazing. And I appreciate that you guys are listening now, which is super beautiful. Oh, we welcome you. This is the last little segment of our talk today. This is episode 14, where we're sharing about the gift of sleep, rest, renew, and being still. Yes. So how can you bring this into your life? How can you apply this and actually allow yourself this open time for yourself? Do simple things. I know for myself, I have 3 hammocks on my property. One in the front of my cabin, one in the back, and then even way in the woods, I put even a triangular one. And actually, that's what I'm going to do after this talk, is I'm going to go swing in my hammock. I'm going to let myself rest and renew, connect in nature. It's in these simplicities. Listening to the birds, feeling the breeze, hearing the trees and feeling them. And then going within, like we talked about with raising your level of consciousness, as I allow myself to feel the love of who I am and feel the flow, feeling the flow of the universe, the life force, universe energy of love. With every breath I take, with every movement that's flowing in my body, and then express that love. Maybe it'll be in singing, maybe it'll be just in my tones of my sounds, or humming, things like that, listening to gentle, soft music. These are simple things we can do. I know other people, they may love to go fishing, right? Go throw out the fishing line. What a beautiful gift that is. Because there's many times you wait until a fish actually catches, right? So you get that time, that stillness in nature is so beautiful. Or maybe it's a gentle walk. Maybe you are a movement person. I was definitely a huge movement person. And just going for a nice walk. And this time do it consciously. Do it presently in the moment, where you're consciously breathing, you're consciously feeling the wind. And what do you hear? What are you noticing? Even doing something different. If you're usually a fast pacer walker, how about slow it down? And that's what I had to do for myself. I was a runner. I used to go all the time. And then I started doing the opposite, where I'm going to walk slower. I do naturally walk fast. It's really funny. And then I'll even catch myself. I'm like, how about I just slow down on my walking? Let myself renew. You can even rest even in that, and just gentle walking, right? And even just taking a short little cat nap. Sometimes those 10-minute, 20-minute cat naps can totally renew you and bounce you back up again. There's many beautiful ways. The gift comes in is when you give yourself permission to do this and know that you are meant to do this. You're meant to rest and renew and to be still throughout your day. And then obviously we sleep a third of our lives. So that hopefully you will definitely edge up as a very important thing too, to get a full renewal while you're sleeping. So that during the day, when your body tells you to, then go ahead and rest a little bit. And that's what I'll be doing. So I'll be doing it right alongside with all of you guys. And I love it. Our bodies are so magical. Our spirit, our soul, your energetic body, your mental, emotional bodies. It's all of you. You're divine. You're amazing. The gift is when we can begin to pay attention to it. And we so greatly welcome you to do that. And if you are ready to learn PSYCH-K, this is so huge. And or if you just want a private session, you can begin with a private session with me. Go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com. Ignite and heal your life, life.com. Ignite and heal your life.com. You are igniting your true essence within you with the gift of PSYCH-K by rewriting those programs that you got growing up, so that you can live your highest level, that you can easily flow, so you can rest and renew and also be very productive and to create and to live a magnificent life. We so welcome you for this. So I am having some workshops coming up. I'm one of the certified Psyche instructors. There's just under 30 of us across the world. I live in Michigan, United States of America. And I'm teaching in the Metro Detroit area next weekend, June 23rd to the 25th in St. Clair Shores. So when you go to my website, you can check in and come take my workshop. It's 3 days, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And you're going to learn 2 ways to change the programs to the subconscious level and to transform perceptions. You'll be able to work with others and work with yourself. And you'll be able to learn the principles of nature and how you can be one with nature. This is so magnificent. It is here for you. It's all in your readiness to just say yes and come. Many people just get the nudge and they come, and then they're so magnificently transforming and changing that it's just amazing. So if next weekend is still a little too early for you, I will be teaching in July 21st to 23rd in Boise, Idaho. And in August, the first weekend of August 4th to the 6th, I'll be in Louisville, Kentucky. In September, I'll be in Toronto, and then Florida, and then Alaska. So, hey, maybe you'll travel and want to go to those beautiful places. And in October, I'll be in Berkeley, California. So look at those dates, see what opens up for you. It's just a decision. It's one decision away, and it's your life. You are the creator of your life. Let your life be magnificent. May you offer yourself to rest and renew, to be still, so you get to access your wisdom within you, your love within you, so you may feel it, express it, and live it in every moment of your life. This is why we're here. We're here to share our gifts. We are here to experience. And so I welcome you to experience and allow yourself to have a magnificent tool like PSYCH-K to be right there that you can use at any moment. It just takes a minute or two. I use it many times throughout my day. And that's why I'm so flippin' excited about life. Because I know I can change anything, and I know you can too. So I welcome you for that. This is time. We're in magnificent times right now. Just step in, move forward, go in a new direction, and create the magnificent life that's waiting for you.